Hello boys and girls, welcome to Mrs. Bandu's Math Movies. This is lesson 5-5 for course 3, percent of change. In this lesson our objective is to find percent of change and solve problems involving percent of increase and percent of decrease. Okay, so we'll first start off with defining percent of change. Let me get that a little bit, try to get a better picture there for you. There we go. Percent of change is the percent a quantity increases or decreases from its original amount. Now the general formula for that is the percent of change is equal to the amount of change divided by the original amount. Whether it's an increase or decrease simply is determined by, did the number, when it changed, did it go up? If it went up, it's an increase. If the number went down, then it's a decrease. So that's a common sense part of that question there. Okay, so let's get right into doing this. You're probably, if you don't have a calculator, you might want to grab one right now. And here we go. Finding percent of increase. 10 years ago, Max's comic book was worth $2.50. It is now worth $13. Find the percent of increase in value. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is find the amount of the change. So 13 minus $2.50 is $10.50. So the amount of the change was $10.50. So I'll use that number as the top number in my ratio. The original amount was $2.50, so I used $2.50 there. And then I'm going to, on my calculator, divide $10.50 by $2.50, and you get 4.2. Okay, then you need to convert the decimal to a percent by moving your decimal point 2 places to the right, so it's 420. The percent of increase in value is 420%. Okay. And again, it went up, so clearly that is going to be an increase. All right, so let's check for reasonableness. 420% of 2.5 is about 400% of 3. Since 400% of 3 is 12, which is close to 13, the answer is reasonable. Okay, question number 2. Andre changed the height of his basketball hoop from 8 feet 4 inches to 9 feet 2 inches. Find the percent of increase. Okay, so first of all, we want to write measures in the same units. So what we'll do is convert 8 feet and 4 inches all into feet, and also the same for the into inches, excuse me. So 8 times 12 is 96 plus 4, so 8 feet 4 inches is equal to 100 inches. 9 feet 2 inches, 9 times 12 is 108, plus 2 is 110. Okay, so now we have 10 inches and 110 inches. The amount of the change is going to be 110 minus 100, or the amount of change is 10 inches. Okay, so we take the amount of change, which is 10, and the original amount was 8 foot 4 inches, which is 100 inches, and divide, that's 0.1. 0.1 as a decimal is represented by 10%. So the height of the basketball hoop increased by 10%. And we have one more example, and this is finding percent of decrease. Okay, in 1980, the population of New Orleans was 557,927. In 1990, its population was 496,938. Find the percent of decrease, round to the nearest tenth of a percent. So again, first thing we do is find the amount of change by subtracting 557,927 minus 496,938 should be 60,989. So we take 60,989 and we divide by the original amount of 557,927. Okay. Using a calculator, we get 0.1093,135. Okay. To the nearest tenth of a percent is 10.9%. We'll move our decimal point 2 places to the right, so we get about 10.9%. Now, sometimes you might be asked to round that to the nearest percent, and that would be 11%. So always answer to the place that you're asked to answer. Okay, so again, the whole idea here is increase or decrease is easy to determine just by common sense, and then the percent itself is found by taking the amount of the change divided by the original number, and it's that simple. Please complete the quick checks, and I look forward to seeing you in class very soon. Thank you.